You're watching Swipe. Here's what we've got for you this week.
Who came out on top at the Pocket-lint Gadget Awards 2016? While we think about the year in gadgets, I mull over what went wrong for some. And Final Fantasy returns, finally.
Hello and welcome to a Swipe special from the EE Pocket-lint Gadget Awards in London. Tonight's winners have been decided by you, the industry, and a panel of tech judges, including yours truly. So who's come out on top in 2016? Here's Chris.
2016 has been the year that virtual reality became, well, reality. Oculus, HTC and Sony launched their much-awaited headsets, with PlayStation VR being chosen as the best of the bunch this week at a celebration of all things tech. The annual Pocket-lint Awards selects the year's best gadgets through a combination of expert judging and public votes. Sony picked up another 2 honours on the night for Best TV and Best Headphones, while Apple claimed 3 awards as well for laptop, tablet and smartwatch. But it missed out on the prize for Best Smartphone. That went to Samsung for the S7 Edge. The South Korean companies had a turbulent year, with the Galaxy Note 7 being discontinued after a series of battery fires. They'll be hoping recognition like this will help them get back on track.
The S7 actually launched earlier in the year. It's been one of the best-selling phones that Samsung have ever made. It has been a difficult time, but we're continuing to innovate and really deliver products that consumers want, and this goes a long way to continuing that journey.
Alexa, how many tablespoons are in 3/4 cup?
3/4 cups is 12 tablespoons.
Amazon won the big prize, Product of the Year, for the Echo. The Bluetooth speaker features a voice-controlled personal assistant called Alexa. She can play music on request, help with shopping lists and recipes, and give you weather updates. So is the age of the smart home finally upon us?
We think voice is the future. It's what we think is the most natural interface. It's the one we all use every day and the one that we're all trained to use since birth. We think we've got to fundamentally change the way that people interact with technology, and I think this is just a start. It's still very, very early and it's day one for us.
Gaming was celebrated too, with Naughty Dog's Uncharted 4 winning Best Title. It fought off competition from the smartphone craze of the summer, Pokemon Go. So what's in store for next year's awards?
2017 will also mark the 10th year since Apple unveiled the very first iPhone, so we should expect the iPhone 8, or some people are predicting we might even go straight to the iPhone 10, which is unlikely, but we'll see. It will probably have to have a lot of new features to convince people to keep buying this larger sort of formed iPhone, larger screens.
As the year draws to a close, award ceremonies like these become more frequent. And with Christmas around the corner, tech companies will be hoping that the accolades will translate into sales. Chris Creegan, Sky News.
Stay with us. Still to come, we've seen who's celebrated a good year in gadgets, but who's had the worst? I'll be talking to another of the judges right after a roundup of this week's tech news.
A drone code has been set up to help avoid collisions with planes. It comes after a series of near misses involving UAVs and aircraft. The Civil Aviation Authority, which published the new code of conduct, says there have been 58 close calls in the last 12 months. Instagram is the latest social media giant to get into live video. A new feature lets users broadcast to followers, but they can only be viewed while they're happening. Then they disappear. Facebook, which owns Instagram, introduced live video streaming earlier this year, while Twitter bought a similar service, Periscope, in 2015. The UK's travel website Skyscanner is being snapped up by China's Ctrip.com in a deal worth £1.4 billion. The Edinburgh-based company lets users compare prices when searching for flights, hotels and rental cars. And the founder of Twitter had his own account temporarily suspended this week. Jack Dorsey said it happened because of an internal mistake, and his account's now up and running again. Time to get training. Pokemon is back, but first.
Now let's have a chat to one of my fellow judges, Victoria Woollaston from Wired UK. Vicky, we voted for who we thought were the best, but who do you think's had the toughest year?
I'm going to have to say Samsung. Poor old Samsung. It started so well, For so long, I mean, obviously Samsung sell huge amounts of handsets, but they're always compared to Apple. They're always looking for that iPhone killer. And I really felt they found it with the Galaxy Note 7, and then within about a week or so of people getting their hands on it, batteries start sort of blowing up and setting on fire and causing people huge injuries.
And so how do they come back from that now?
Firstly, we need to find out what the cause was. I don't even know if Samsung know exactly why these phones are having all of these problems. But I think what they need to do now is just sort of draw a line under this. They need to say, look, they've already apologised, they've sent this open letter to their customers, and they say, look, we promise to do better. What they've done really well is they've faced up to it. They haven't just sort of shied away from it. Every time they've had an earnings call or they've had something, they've discussed it. And I think that's what they need to just carry on doing, is to make the point that, look, we are really sorry, we did have this problem, but going forward, we're going to learn from it.
And tonight, of course, is all about celebrating gadgets. Looking ahead to 2017, what trends do you think we're going to see?
I actually think the voice-activated home personal speakers are going to be quite big in 2017.
Alexa, play rock music.
Amazon Echo and Alexa come out this year, and then Google's Home is going to come out next year. And I think that's going to be the big trend, is where people start moving away from their mobile devices and having this one device in their home that's just going to control everything.
Now, it's been 10 years in the making, but the latest instalment of Final Fantasy is finally here. But does it deliver? Here's Lucy.
Final Fantasy 15 is definitely the big release. It was announced 10 whole years ago, so anticipation is very high.
My son, my heir, you are the key to our redemption.
It's a Japanese role-playing game series, and in this version, Final Fantasy 15, you are playing as like the crown prince of a leading kingdom of Lucis, and a neighbouring kingdom called Niflheim come in, and they steal basically the key to your kingdom's power, and you think that all your family are dead, and it's basically you and your trusted bodyguards and your advisors. You go on this kind of road trip, and you have to basically take back what's yours. And it's a big mix of role-playing elements, so there's obviously an experience leveling system, there's a big, huge open world to explore, you get to drive around, you get to ride on these adorable kind of bird horse things called chocobos, which are a big mainstay in Final Fantasy, and there's this grand, huge story full of magic and intrigue, and it has been a long 10 years, but it's finally out on Tuesday for Xbox One and PS4. 2016 is the year of Pokemon's 20th anniversary, so of course they're going to have a big installment, and this year we've got Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's the core game that we know and love. You know, you are a Pokemon trainer and you have to go around this land. This time it's inspired by Hawaii, which is quite nice, quite tropical, and you have to collect these pocket monsters, as it translates to in Japanese, but it's they're sort of small monsters. You capture them in your Pokeball, you take them around, you train them, you battle them against other trainers, and by doing that you kind of progress through the story, and your ultimate goal is to defeat the nefarious Team Skull. But you know, Pokemon Sun and Moon, it's very exciting. There's new Pokemon. If you train your Pokemon enough, they evolve into different forms, and a Mega Evolution is like an even more powerful and awesome form that they can go into. Not all the Pokemon are available in Sun, and not that all of them are available in Moon. There's different Pokemon in each one, so it's a great way for you to meet your friends, exchange your 3DS friend codes, and exchange Pokemon, and hopefully catch them all.
Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon.
Planet Coaster is a kind of simulation game, building game, where you create your own theme park, you make your own rides, kind of like if you played Roller Coaster Tycoon Theme Park Worlds. You basically understand what Planet Coaster is. It is a game where you've got, you know, there's various modes in it. So there's like a career mode where you can try and build your own successful park. It's really cool, and if you're looking for a game that you can just sort of relax into and you've got a PC, then I would definitely recommend you check out Planet Coaster. It's a lot of fun and it's very rewarding.
Well, that's it for this week, but if you enjoyed watching Swipe, you can actually watch any of our episodes in our YouTube playlist. Just type in Sky News Swipe, and you can stay up to date with all the latest tech stories throughout the week on Sky News on mobile, tablet, Catch Up, SkyQ and Snapchat. We'll be back next week. Hope you can join us then. Bye-bye.